Yeah, hi guys. So till now we have seen the traditional architecture, right? And what are the problems it is facing and how to overcome. Okay. Now see what are the strategies we need to adopt for a modernized applications and what are the DevOps tools we need to adopt. So the first strategy is adopting a cloud technologies. Okay. And we need to migrate our application to cloud. Okay. That is the one of the strategy. And another strategy is microservices adoption. Like your application is having a huge, your application is a very huge. You need to break your application into microservices like API. Okay. One more strategy is containerization and orchestration. Orchestration. Okay. Sorry, the pronunciation is somewhat different. Okay. So you need to adapt a container technologies like Docker, Kubernetes, Red Hat, OpenShift, any Kubernetes services, container services, any services. Okay, you need to adapt that one. And infrastructure as a service. You need to provision your infrastructure with the help of a code. You need to learn the technologies like Terraform, AWS Cloud Formation, or any Azure. We having Azure also one technology is there. I forgot that one. And we have Jenkins, all things you need to adopt, and you need to do continuous evaluation and continuous improvements, like you need to creating multiple features. Okay, so we need to collaborate and we need to communicate. We need to establish a common channel for all the teams, and we need to adopt a agile project management. This is very helpful for creating your blueprints, creating your task, uh, forecasting your tasks, and estimating your workloads. It's very helpful. And security priority. There is a SAST dash is there, right? So security testing for your code. This is also you need to take a consider while adopting the strategies. Okay, and cost saving. So for example, for selection of your tools also, there are multiple option is there. Some tools are getting free, some tools are getting premium services. You need to pay some of the amount. Okay, so let's see what are the tools and what are the services you are going to utilize. Okay, so in this tutorial, so adopting some of the strategies and some of the tools. Okay, let's see what are the tools we having in DevOps. Okay, so but just you need to take a consideration of these strategies, and you need to frame your DevOps process, and you need to create a some pattern. Okay, so I'm just keeping this all are on my mind, like continuous evaluation, collaboration and communication, agile process, security priority, cost saving, infrastructure, containerization, microservice adoption, cloud adoption. Well, after considering all the services, all strategies, I need to adapt the tools. We have multiple tools. So let's just select the tools from here. So cloud technologies. This is the category. These are the tools. So what are the clouds we have? We have AWS, Azure, GCP, IBM, and multiple tools, multiple cloud providers is there. I am adopting AWS in this tutorial. Under CI/CD tools, we have GitLab CI, ROSA Tecton. This is a customization GitHub's pattern. Okay, this is a very complicated process. And a simple one is GitLab CI is very simple. We have Azure pipeline, we have Jenkins, we have AWS code pipeline, and we have uh, GitHub pipelines also we have, and we have many tools we have. Okay, this tutorial I'm taking GitLab CI. So these all tools are upcoming days I will going to explain you. Okay, where you are going to use, and repos. We have GitHub, we have AWS code commit, Azure repos, GitLab we have GitLab repo also. In this tutorial I am utilizing GitLab repo. So almost all in this tutorial, almost all I am adapting GitLab only, almost all services. Okay. and container build tools. So we have Docker, Podman, Builda, ROSA, and ROSA also there are multiple option is there. In this tutorial, I'm taking as a Docker only, okay, and container repo registry. We have AWS ECR, Docker Hub, Quay, Red Hat, and Nexus. There are multiple registries is there. In this tutorial, I'm taking Q, okay, and app build tools. So based upon application, you can choose your build tool. So this is a Spring Boot I'm adapting Spring Boot application. I'm selecting Maven in this tutorial. Okay. So if you have any other applications like Node.js or Python, you can adapt your build tool. Okay. Okay, and agile track. I'm telling there is a multiple tools is there. We have Jira, we have Azure dashboard, we have GitLab CI dashboards. So in this tutorial, I'm selecting GitLab CI and the SAST dashed security scanning. This is the security scanning for your code. Okay, you have GitLab CI and we have Veracode, Sonar Scan, multiple we have, and also container security also we have GitLab CI, Veracode. These miscellaneous tools we have. So I'm just taking a GitLab CI for both one container scanning and code scanning. And taking same GitLab CI only. So SAST and dash is nothing but so, static analysis security testing and dynamic analysis security testing. Okay, and we have package management tools like Helm we have. So Helm is nothing but it will store you are creating Helm repos, right? So have a Helm repos, Helm packages. So that will be stored in Helm. Okay. And we have optional Red Hat also we have. Okay, whatever it is, you can select. So in this tutorial, I'm not selecting anyone. Why? Because I'm developing my own Helm charts and I'm deploying in the ROSA cluster with the help of a CI/CD pipeline. So after selecting these all tools, let's see the selection of a DevOps tools and how these strategies are adapting. So AWS code. So I'm selecting for this cloud. Okay, AWS infra services for microservices. I'm splitting this application as a microservice. For example, I have deployed this application in ROSA cluster via API gateway. Okay, I am accessible this application via public API gateway. Okay, this is not the main application. This is the just API application. Even though if you don't have any main application, that's not a case here. Okay, we are just taking a public API gateway. This is the microservice strategy. And ROSA cluster. This is the OpenShift. Okay, Red Hat OpenShift on AWS. This is a container orchestration tool. Okay, and I am taking GitLab CI. GitLab CI. This is for repository storage, project management, and CI/CD pipelines, and agile and security testing, SAST dashed. And adapting this tool for this all the things. It will store the code. It will have a capability to manage the project. It will add the users. You will provide the permissions for particular users. It will restrict to utilize this project for public or private. GitLab CI is a very vast topic. So let's limit whatever we required in this tutorial. Okay. We have CI/CD pipelines, and we have agile task creation, and we have SAST dash scanning. Okay, and development tools like JDK, Maven, Visual Studio, and Timecad. Okay, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to build and how to build in your locally, how to deploy in GitLab CI. Then from it will deploy to ROSA cluster. Okay, and after that, in this tutorial, how your Helm package need to create your locally. Then we need to pack in our CD pipeline. Then we need to deploy in Kubernetes. Okay, and in this tutorial we need to use Query as an image repository. Okay. And finally, this is not the least, you have established your pattern, right? We need to establish our pattern. We need to create a one process. Okay, pattern and process is important in these strategies. Okay, the naming also should be correct. Let's see the names how I have designed. So let's see the case study on this tutorial. Based upon tools and workflows, I have named this pattern as ROSA public API Java app. Okay, this is the pattern. I'm going to deploy my Java application as a microservice and utilize with the help of a public API and deploy in ROSA. Okay, ROSA public API Java. Okay, and the DevOps process. DevOps pattern is this one. DevOps process is this one. GitLab will store the code. It will create the Docker file. You will push to the query. From this, it will pull to the ROSA cluster. Then AWS is infra. These are the pattern and process. Okay, based upon your selection of based upon the selection of your tools, you need to design this process and pattern. Okay, you need to for example, by looking the architecture, you should develop these names. Okay, if I look this one, this is the ROSA cluster, this is the AWS infra, this is the API gateway, these are the microservices. So like this I will naming this one ROSA cluster public API gateway Java application. Okay, and the process is GitLab, and the process is GitLab, Docker file in Q and ROSA AWS. Okay, so let's explain you more detail on how our application is accessing. Let's see. So client is trying to access upskill on DevOps.com. Okay, he is open this page. At a particular point, he finds some button like create or valid or cancel anyone. He tried to click on valid button. Whenever he click that valid button, whenever it will whenever he try to click at the back end the code, so a developer is return some HTTP request to call the target API. Okay, the main application itself he written as some code. So the code containing the having the capability to to have a HTTP request to call the target API. Okay, so target API is nothing but it should be like this: DNS/valid. Okay, so whenever they try to hit this API, so in the AWS environment, they already created a route. Okay, in the route in the backend of that routed hosted join is having a API DNS name. Okay, so it will be routing the traffic to that API custom domain. From the API custom domain, it is accessing to the public API gateway. Okay, so now it is reaching to API gateway. The API gateway, it is integrating directly to the ROSA NLB. Okay, load balancer. The network load balancer, it is targeting to the uh, private endpoints. Okay, VPC endpoints. These endpoints, it's having 2 to 3 endpoints. That endpoints is nothing but it having the endpoints of ROSA cluster endpoints. Okay, there it is. They are deploying their application in a pod. Okay, whenever they hit the valid button, it will route the traffic from route 53 to API gateway to ROSA NLB to VPC endpoints to ROSA cluster to your pod where you are deployed your application. From there, once they will receive the request data, then they will respond to that particular API. They are given the valid, right? They will respond to the data. It will be showing in the GUI. This is the actual process. Okay. So in the upcoming tutorials, I am going to explain you how we need to create this all pattern. Okay, how to create this all AWS infra services, how to deploy the your application in a ROSA cluster. Okay, so in this tutorial I'm not going to cover the main Java application. This is just a API only.